Now, this first stage of the mountain's path meanders through the rainforest, the Bangalore rainforest, and they're absolutely beautiful, as you can see there. But in along this area, you can see these not so beautiful, spiky wader-wild palms. And if you get hooked on one of those, you really know it. Now, way off into the distance, our American friends could hear all these strange noises of different animals. We have a lyrebird there, and it mimics, I've heard them in the forest, they mimic chainsaws or axe cuttings or all the other different types of birds. And today they were trying to mimic a chainsaw, which was quite interesting. It sounds exactly like a chainsaw, right? Because in the early days, this forest was sadly cut by English tree loggers, and the birds picked up the sound from the months of the chainsaws working. And they can hear that this day. And then as we walked along on the steps, you've got about 5,000 steps on this part of the journey. And unless you're fit, you think you're walking up a church here, and the steps may be steep, but you imagine 5,000 of them. It's a little bit like walking, I remember, along the Great Wall of China. Now, all too soon, we came to these steps, as I talked about, and you can see them there. They just go on and on and on and on as you continue climbing up the mountain. Now, it's very interesting as you walk along this mountain, you can see there in this giant slot that I've just brought up, a switchback. And there is many of them. So if you've ever climbed steep mountains, some of them just go round and round, but this one has a cliff on one side. So it's sort of on the backside, you can zigzag up the mountain. If you've hiked, I don't know if you have that here in some of the mountains here. I see there's a mountain up behind the university here. And maybe there's a switchback there, I'm not sure. But at the end of some of the switchbacks, there's some actual precipitous cliffs. Back in my day, they didn't have any guardrails. If you didn't know where you're going, you could fall to your death. And sadly, some have. With 1,000 steps awaiting us at the start of the second mountain stage, we plotted our way step by step out of the valley's dense rainforest. Now, partway up this stage, we entered into, it changes from a rainforest, and as you go up in height, the mountain is actually like 1,400 meters high. So as you go up the different heights of the mountain, it changes from a pine forest, a palm forest, into a rainforest, into a dry sclerophyll forest, and then into a very sort of open, craggy, rocky area as it goes.